Welcome everyone to our pitch day. So just as we look to get things started, do want to remind all the viewers that this presentation may contain forward-looking information. There can be no assurance that forward-looking information will prove to be accurate, as actual results and future events could differ materially from those anticipated in such statements. So accordingly, viewers should not place undue reliance on forward-looking information. So with that in mind, we are going to turn things over to Nathan of the Fort Distillery. Fort is producing Canadian whiskey and cocktails that are sourced locally and sold globally. So Nathan, over to you.
Thanks for having me here today. Really excited about the opportunity to talk about our company. My wife and I started the Fort Distillery back in 2018. We're just outside of Edmonton, Alberta. And in 2020, we launched what is now our main brand, which is Tumbler and Rocks cocktails. So we knew we wanted to get into the ready. Everybody else doing canned cocktails, vodka sodas, stuff like that. And so we decided to go a little bit of a different direction, and we're doing spirit forward bottled cocktails. So bottled old fashioned, Manhattan, Cosmo, and it's a much less crowded space than the canned cocktail market. And it's also one of the fastest growing spaces in the liquor industry. You're starting to see, more people wanting to enjoy cocktails at home. And that's the whole idea behind Tumbler and Rocks, is we make it easy to enjoy a cocktail at home. You don't have to do any work. You just pour over ice and you've got yourself an espresso martini or an old fashioned. We use real ingredients in our cocktails. So we do all the manufacturing ourselves at our facility near Edmonton. So we use real lime juice, real cranberry juice, good ingredients. And that differentiates us from a lot of our competitors who are using more artificial flavors in their cocktails. So like I said, we launched in 2020, and we've already signed some pretty major contracts with Tumbler and Rocks. So Porter Airlines is an airline here in Canada based out of Toronto, but they fly across the country, and they're starting to fly into the US as well. We're the exclusive cocktail supplier to Porter Airlines. So if you're flying first class, you get our cocktails for free, and anywhere else in the plane, they're available for purchase. We're a partner with the Edmonton Oilers. So I'm pretty sad today, as I'm sure that all of you Oilers fans are as well. We were hoping to win on Monday, but alas, it was not to be. But we're a partner with them. So the Rogers Place serves our whiskey and our cocktails across Rogers Place. And then Fairmont Hotels, we do a white label program for the Fairmont Hotels in Western Canada. So a couple of major contracts under our belt already. Just some of the data here. So the ready to serve category growth, like I said, it's one of the fastest growing categories in the liquor industry at 37%. Our average sales growth in the US over the last 3 quarters has been 207%. And then really what we're really proud of is the flavor of our cocktails and the ingredients that we use. So 38% of our interactions in store, so when we're doing a tasting in a store, 38% of those interactions turn into a sale. Because people just love the taste of our cocktails. You can see on this slide here, some of the comments from our tasting reps and from customers, that we have an amazing sampling ratio, and people really love the flavor of the cocktails. It's a little bit of our timeline. So like I said, we launched here in Alberta, and then in 2022 and 23 is when we started exploring the US. So Canada is quite challenging to expand with liquor because most provinces are government controlled, whereas the US, it's a more of an open market. So in 2022 and 2023, we launched in about 5 markets. We kind of learned how to do distribution in the US, learned a lot of lessons, and now the ball is really starting to roll. So in 2024, we've already launched in 6 states. And then we also actually in the last week signed Colorado and Arizona. So that'll bring us up to 8 states total already. And we're only 6 months into 2024. So our distribution is growing very rapidly, which is, why we're doing this raise. So here you can see a little bit of our distribution. So we're in Western Canada, and then in the US, we're mostly in the Midwest, Northeast, and now with Colorado and Nebraska, we're kind of getting into the central area of the US as well. And our goal over the next couple of years is to continue launching in new states, as well as gain depth in the states that we're already in by doing, more marketing programs and sales programming. So our goal is to raise 1.5 million. We've already raised 510,000, and really the use of funds here is going to be focused on sales and marketing. So we've, like I said, our distribution has really started to snowball. We've already launched in 6 states this year with 2 more signed, and so now we need to start focusing more on the marketing campaigns, making sure that the bottles are moving off the shelves. And that's where the marketing dollars from hopefully from FrontFundr are going to come in running marketing campaigns in all of the states and provinces that we're in, and continue to grow the brand. Quick little summary here. So like I said, the ready to serve category is the fastest growing category in the liquor market. The beer industry is declining, but spirits are on the rise. We've already launched in 6 new markets in the US in 2024. So we already have the proof of concept. We're already making revenue. We're partners with some major companies, Porter Airlines, Edmonton Oilers, Fairmont Hotels. The margins in the liquor industry are really excellent. And our facility is already fully automated, so we don't have to invest much more into equipment. We already have an automated bottling line. We already have, production running every day. So really the funds that we raise can go directly into sales and marketing and growing the brand across Canada and the US. So you can follow the QR code and we'll be live right away.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nathan. Really appreciate the pitch there. And yes, as you noted, the offering will be available very soon. So if you go to the link right now, it's currently in a reserve now state, but we'll be opening that up very shortly here. So very excited to have you launched on the platform. And yeah, I think you've highlighted some great products that you have. I think the ready to serve category is definitely growing. So I guess, how do you guys position yourself in the category, knowing that there's quite a bit of competition in that area and that it's growing quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the things that we've been working really hard on, is building out our brand story, and focusing on our differentiators. So the real ingredients. And also, actually, the Canadian made aspect is quite important. We're really the only company, or the only ready to serve company in Canada right now. Most of our competitors are in the US. And so we're able to utilize that in our marketing quite a bit. Canada has a really good reputation as quality ingredients, high-end manufacturing is done here. And so we're able to lean on that a little bit that most of our competitors aren't able to lean on. The other thing too is most of our competitors are the large companies, Beam, Suntory, Diageo. So they're just launching like ready to serve brands just as sort of a side. They're kind of like, whatever, we already have a vodka, so let's do it, right? So it gets thrown on shelves, but the focus stays with their key brands. Whereas we're actually focused on this space. So we're doing tastings, we're doing marketing, we're at events. I'm in Michigan right now, working with our distributor here, doing an event on Saturday. So, we actually focus on growing our brand versus a lot of the competitors that just throw something out on the shelf and, it's there one day and gone the next.
Absolutely. I think the brand is definitely a standout for you guys. I think, yeah, it's really, really well done. Would love to hear a bit more as well on your current revenue streams and what that looks like, as well as if there are any kind of future product plans for growth.
Mhm. Yeah, so when we started, our revenue was mainly from Alberta, selling directly to liquor stores. Now our revenue streams are much more coming from the US and from our distributors here. So right now it's probably about 70% Canada, 30% US. But like I said, we've launched in 6 states already this year with more to come. So the distribution side in the US is growing quickly, which is nice because we sell to one distributor who then sells out to liquor stores, right? So we're dealing with one customer in Georgia, for example, right? Instead of 200 liquor stores. So there's that. And then there's also the major contracts, right? So we already have a contract with an airline, with an NHL team. So we're hoping that there will be more of those to come in the future, especially airlines and cruise lines, right? The ready to serve just makes so much sense in those spaces. And then product
Absolutely.
lines. Yeah, we're avoiding being, one of those breweries or distilleries that launches a new thing once a month, right? That's just not feasible. We want to focus on depth and making sure that people are buying what we're already selling, right? So we launch about 1 new product a year. We'll usually do kind of a Christmas release, but we don't want people to just be like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing, right? We want them to really love our old fashioned and keep buying it, right? So we want to launch new products. We want to keep people excited, but we also don't want to overdo it and end up with 100 SKUs.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, really appreciate you. I think we want to maybe try and get to one more question today. You do have some great major contracts that you've highlighted: Porter Airlines, Edmonton Oilers, the Fairmont there, and would love to know just a little bit more about how you guys are going about finding these partnerships and what that continued strategy is into the future, because those are some very recognized, obviously, brands to be partnering with.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of it we work with brokers. So for example, with the airline, we work with a broker that sells to airlines across Canada and the US. And so they, present our products to the different airlines. We also have a sales manager who was part of the team that built the Neutral brand. And so he has a lot of connections. And so that's one of his jobs as well, as to go out and get us kind of these key accounts, the chain accounts, the large accounts. We also attend a lot of trade shows across the US and Canada as well, where we might find these people. One of our strategies is not just going to liquor trade shows where we're, one brand out of 200 liquor brands, but going to a cruise line show or a golf show, right, where we're one of only a couple liquor brands, so that we can find these kind of big accounts.
That's fantastic. Well, Nathan, thank you very much for delivering a great pitch and for answering all the questions that we had through today. Very excited to get the campaign launched, and hopefully the coming 24 to 48 hours, which is very exciting. So we'll definitely send a launch email out to everyone as soon as that's ready to go. So thank you very much, Nathan. So just as we look to wrap things up today, do want to thank everyone for joining. For those who may have any questions about FrontFundr or getting started, some quick information on our side: just we are Canada's leading equity crowdfunding platform. We make it easy for Canadians to invest in the most exciting startups and growth stage companies. We've been doing this for a long time, over 150 raises, 200 million processed, 22,000 investments across a community of 40,000 investors. And if you do have any questions at any time, visit our website, frontfundr.com, and you can always reach out to support@frontfundr.com for any questions about the investment process or getting started with FrontFundr today. So definitely encourage everyone to check out all of the companies who pitched today. It's a fantastic 5 firms, so we're very thankful to have them. And to everyone who delivered a pitch, thank you for doing such a wonderful job and for joining us with investors today. So thank you, everyone.